we have a rubber band suspended from a point above the screen that you can see, and that point is 57 centimeters above the level of the table. And the rubber band extends down to a point that's 32.8 centimeters above the level of the tabletop. I've got a bag suspended from the rubber band, and I'm going to add dominoes. Okay, so I'm going to add a domino to the bag. Now this is going to be a little bit tricky, and I might want to stop the camera. Well, actually, I can't do stop action with this one camera. Yeah. Okay, so when I suspend this single domino, we see that the rubber band lengthens a bit. Now you can see by the position of this end of the paper clip, that I use a paper clip to make a hook, pretty much where that is, although this thing's going to twist and turn a little bit. You can get some information on how long the rubber band is, or you can try to judge just where the end of the rubber band is compared to the scale. So we're going to continue adding dominoes and looking at the way the rubber band progressively stretches out. Okay, doesn't really matter that this thing is tilted, but a little bit easier to read if we can control that. So here we are. There are 2 dominoes in the bag. Now we'll put a third one in. And again, try to adjust things so that the bag holds or hangs relatively straight. Okay. Now a fourth. And a fifth. Not as straight as I'd like. There we go. And you see that the rubber band is already stretched several centimeters. Now I'm going to continue this until the bag reaches the table. There's also some error in this experiment, some uncertainty due to the fact that the bag has a little bit of friction as it rubs against the meter stick, although that shouldn't make a whole lot of difference. It does make some difference. So we're not going to get perfect results here. This is an experiment that you would want to repeat if you have the apparatus to do so. Okay, well, we're going to go a little further. As I say, this bag's getting a little bit tight. That's a little bit surprising, but there we go. And of course, I'm expecting that you can pause the video at any point and get a good result. I want to kind of jiggle the system so it hangs about where it would if it wasn't rubbing against the meter stick. Although that gets to be more and more of a problem as we get lower and lower. Okay, there we are. And another. And now we're pretty much down to the tabletop, although we do have a little space there, so we're not actually on the tabletop. Okay, so we have data for the number of dominoes and the length of the rubber band. Now I'm going to remove dominoes. And we'll see if we go up in the same sequence of readings that we had when we went down. So I'm not going to explain what I'm doing, that's obvious. And I'm pausing just briefly. Again, expecting you to pause the video to get these readings and get whatever information you think you might need to either believe or disbelieve the results. There are little things that change from one time to the next in such a way that you might or might not be able to gain more information about the uncertainties in the system. And if you don't know what I mean by that, don't worry about it, but can be relevant. And we will be talking about such things later on in the course. Okay, so here we are. And here we are. Let's get that one in the middle. See if that makes any difference. And here we are back to our original. And it looks like this is about 32.5 centimeters, the end of the rubber band, where it was 32.8 centimeters before. It didn't come back exactly to its original point, but since it's so close, I kind of expect that a lot of the other points would be fairly close to matching what was observed when we were adding the dominoes. So removing the dominoes maybe gave us about the same thing that we got for any number of dominoes when we were adding them.